Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another AAA meeting. I'm your host, Sinatra Says. As usual, with me is my co-host, Drunken Uncle.
Oh, hello.
Yo, and Polydub.
Ahoy, hoy.
What's going on, fellas? How we doing?
Well,
Very
great
good.
show. Yeah. I was being polite. I was like, let the fuzzy face little prick go first.
I figured with the delay time, you would have, I did. I mean, yeah.
It's 5 hours ahead. It took 5 hours.
Yeah, I got a beef about that, but I'll get into that later. How was your end of the week, Drunkle?
My end of the week. Formerly known as the weekend. Yeah, kind of samey. Yeah.
Samey.
Yeah. Not a lot going on. I'm not going out very much at all. You know, if I do, I'm going out just like for a couple of pints. Not getting absolutely smashed, which is a shame. That's my favorite hobby.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I mean, M4 Sherman bought me Helldivers 2 last week, so I've been, if I'm smashing anything, it's been that.
How you liking it?
Yeah, it's like Starship Troopers, but with even more bug guts.
All right, go ahead.
No, you got it, because mine is going to be a...
Mine's way off topic, so, yeah.
I would really love to get that game, but it turns out that every extra dollar I have has to go to replacing my toolbox because somebody broke into my car and stole my fucking tools.
Oh, fuck.
What we like power tools or just
no?
Like
thankfully, it's my hand tools, but it's my everything box.
That's low. I've had my tools stolen, and it's people that whatever. Mine was stolen by a weed head. We just need to go buy weed.
I want to say pothead.
I'm going to break down my day. I'm going to break down what happened. So I go to the auto show, and I get all the kids in the car, so I have to put my tools in the bed of the truck. Now, my bed doesn't have a lock on it. The model just doesn't have a lock for the bed. But no one's ever broken into it before. So I put the tools in the bed.
How would they if it wasn't locked?
Go to the auto show.
Yeah.
You mean no one's stolen anything out of it before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I put them in the bed. I go to the auto show. From the auto show, I go back home. From home, I go to my buddy's apartment where we go out on a hetero life mate date. I go back. I go home. And Sunday, I go to lunch, and then I have a thing I have to do. So I do all that. And then I go to grab my tools from the box when I get back home Sunday. They're not there. Someone just went into the bed of my truck, stole my entire toolbox, all my hand tools, all of it.
Oh, damn.
They stole a bag of carabiners with an old T-shirt in it and a partially used bottle of wood putty and a new tool that was sitting in the box still. So they just grabbed everything they could and took off. And it's like, I can't call the cops because I can't say for sure where it happened. Could have been the AutoZone. Could have been my friend's apartment complex. It's a shared lot with like fucking 8 apartments, and 2 of them are Section 8.
I thought you were going to say you can't call the cops because you stole those tools originally, right?
No, and it's theft under $1,000. I replaced most of them today, and it was like $400 that I don't have to play. I don't have that to play around with.
You need tools.
Yeah, I was like, and the reason they were in my truck is because I am actively using them. But like, just some crackhead, just trying to get crack money. That's all it ever is. But that's why the stream goal down below is yeet the crackheads. Took my T-shirt, my half bottle of wood putty, my black box, which is my everything box. It's the thing that has like the hammers, the mallet, the pry bar, the cat's paw, the saws, that kind of that box. Wrenches, screwdrivers, the go-to box.
Man, I'm with
a fun weekend.
Crackheads. Yeet the crack. I think if you yeet the crackheads, there's only one group of people's going to be upset by that, and that's going to be crack dealers.
Yes, that's literally. And there's some crack dealer probably in very northern Cleveland with a box of tools. Like, the fuck am I going to do with this? I just gave him like 2 grams.
2 grams or 20 grams?
But that's all fun. That's all fun and good. Then today, I'm doing some shit around the house. I'm like, it's oddly quiet in here. Turns out my my 55-gallon fish tank just started leaking, and it tripped the breaker. So I had to hurry up and get all the fish out, take them up to the pet store because I can't afford another fish tank. I just spent the better part of $500 on fucking tools. So I can't afford another fish tank, so I had to take them up to the pet store, break down the fish tank, and Miss Sin's over there right now shop vacuuming and heat gunning the wood to try to make it better. But I've had a weekend.
Yeah, sounds it, man. You and your fish.
I'm furious, just absolutely furious that some fucking degenerate scumfuck crackhead went into the bed of my truck and took my goddamn tools. Like, that's shit. I use those. I need those.
Shut up! Be quiet!
Maybe you should become a crack dealer and deal the toolbox with some crack to make some money on the side too. Yeah, right?
I mean, then you could find out some intel about who's got the toolbox.
Yeah, I looked on Facebook a couple of times. I just looked up tools, toolbox, loose hand tools, but nothing popped up. Like, if I would have found them, I think I would have like just gone and taken it back. I would have robbed them, pretty much.
You robbed them, yeah. I mean, but has it got like your name like written on the box, like your underwear in school? No, you can't really prove that it's yours.
It doesn't matter. What are they going to do? Say no, this is my toolbox?
I mean, yeah, they are. That is exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, well, they're going to do it after they get it taken away from them.
Yeah, well, it's not their toolbox anymore.
Yeah, it is what it is. There's nothing to be done. I thought about calling the cops, but like, I can't say for sure which district or city it happened in. It could have been at the auto show. It could have been at my buddy's house.
A toolbox, though, are they?
Yeah.
Either like they're too lazy for that shit.
Cleveland cops, especially, because unless it's like an
investigate your lost Renoir and Picasso.
Yeah, that's the thing is I can't prove where it happened, and Cleveland cops don't give a shit. Like, I was talking to a guy I know, and I told him what happened, and he goes, somebody broke into my car and stole a 12 gauge, it was a 12 gauge and a pack of power tools. It took the cops 6 hours to show up, and when they gave a report, they're like, we'll keep an eye out, but like, that's expensive shit. That's over $1,000 and a gun. It's what I'm talking. It's like under $1,000 theft and I knew I shouldn't have left it in there, but I was so fucking busy, it just slipped my mind. So I can't call the cops. I talked to my insurance. They said, unless they physically damaged the car, we would cover that, but we won't cover anything stolen from it. And your deductible would probably be more than the tools were. No, I'm just.
That's a plan, I guess.
I just ate the cash. Nothing to do. I need the tools. It had to be done. But I'm still fucking furious about it.
Oh, what's the plan going forward then? Like, is there a way of securing your tools or hiding them?
I usually keep them in the cab of the truck, but Shelly got me a locking thing for my bed, so that's gonna stay locked from now on. The only thing that they didn't take out of the bed was a ladder and a hitch for my truck that was just too heavy to carry. The thing weighs like 100 pounds.
Damn right they do.
And Shelly's like, their little crackhead arms couldn't pick that up. They probably had a hard enough time picking up the black box.
They didn't even know what was in it, really, did they? Look at all these strange metal implements. Can we use those for crack? There's someone out there who's like smoking crack from a wrench right now, you know?
I hope they get the George Floyd special with whatever they get for my fucking tools. Pieces of fucking human garbage.
I'm amazed they didn't take the ladder, because that at least can be used for further breaking ins.
It was too heavy. I guarantee it was just too heavy for them
Crackheads
to
are not
take.
second story men. They're just
strictly ground floor thieves.
yeah, like they're bottom feeders for a reason, you know.
Get winded going up the stairs. Oh, I need to smoke some crack. Some husk. I need some husk.
Well, yeah. So I've had a fun weekend.
Yeah, sounds it, man. Yeah.
But thank you for the 5 last Royal Raven. I appreciate it. And oh well, what can you do? I'm furious, but nothing to be done. Cops aren't going to do anything. Insurance isn't going to cover it, so I'm just shit out of luck. But long circle, that's why I can't afford to buy Helldivers 2 right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't even afford to buy all the tools that were taken. Like, I got the same toolbox, and I was picking it up. I'm like, this seems very light compared to what it used to. I spent like $400-something bucks today between Harbor Freight and Home Depot. I was talking to a lady at Harbor Freight, and I told her what happened, and she goes, "You're like the 4th person in the past week to say that someone just went in their bed and took their shit." Like,
oh, yeah.
People, they just do that out here. And the cops don't do anything. They don't show up for hours and hours. And they're not going to find out who did it, because what these goddamn crackheads do is they just walk down the street, walk up a driveway, walk and just try car handles and try truck beds. And then they just walk away with whatever they got.
My grandfather, he had a small holding in the city. He could turn the town to anything: carpentry, fucking metal, making things out of metal. There's a word for that, surely. It's not metal smithing.
TA in the chat said it's almost like you don't leave your shit in an open truck bed. Yeah, no shit. I just said that.
Well,
Thank you for repeating myself.
A big safe in one of the rooms of his small hold where he kept all of his power tools, and it must have been over 10 times that place got broken into and they stole all of his power tools. It took a lot. Metalwork, thank you, Viper. And it's not metallurgy downloader. I think that's like that's making metal, isn't it? It's like smithing.
Yeah,
no,
that's
smelting.
That's the cool alchemy metallurgy.
That cool alchemy, nice.
But that's not what we're talking about right now. It's just it's fine.
But yeah, he had all.
Don't get me started
all
on
of this
metallurgy.
All of this shit got stolen off of him, fucking like 10. And he had this massive safe that if they managed to get into one side of it, then they would just like bend the shelves down so everything would slide from the other side and come out and everything. And he was fucking lit. It happened so many times. One time he spent all night outside of it with his fucking shotgun, which he could only have because he was a farmer, saying, if I see anyone come onto my land tonight, I'm taking their fucking kneecaps off. And he was serious. And he set up a load of traps around the place as well. He had like, a nice... L's pointing up, which he called the welcome mat.
That's
one
good.
of the rooms, which had a metal handle you had to use to get in, was connected up to the mains electricity. So he had to open it with a bit of wood before he could get in and disable the electricity. And there was one room which was empty, but it just had a message on there saying, if you come in here, this will be handled without the police, you've been warned. And I was looking through the window of that, and he went, Millard, don't go in there. I went, why not? Because if you opened it, a massive piece of wood would swing down from the roof around about head height. He said, the amount of times I've come here on a morning and just hoped I saw a big splatter of blood on a couple of teeth.
So he went lethal Kevin McAllister,
angry.
basically.
Yeah, that's...
yeah, right.
It's the movie The Collector.
But I mean, they're fucking... That's what happens when people steal your shit and the police don't get involved, mate. You got to take care of shit yourself, haven't you? But you couldn't wander around that place. What are you going to do?
But that's the thing,
you
though,
didn't know what you were going to step on.
Well, let me read these. Look at that ratio. It's about as sad as I am today. That is, if Sinatra read the name I put, you tell him Eeyore Dave. Nice. Pretty pathetic ratio, so smash that like button, you dipshits. I agree, you should smash that like button. And Fostonia, Sinatra. But Your Honor, I only rearranged that guy's face because this toolbox looked exactly like mine. Yeah. I mean, thankfully he didn't they didn't like smash a window or do any of that shit. So it could have been a lot fucking worse. But still, what kind of piece of shit? Well, I know what kind of pieces. We know what kind of pieces of shit do that. It's disgusting. But yeah, that's the thing. And you, Faustonia, and you bring up a good point. When the cops just don't do anything to protect people who are having their property stolen, who are being victimized by, and anybody who lives or drives through Cleveland knows that the homeless, fucking the crackhead, those people are fucking everywhere. I said this last night on the show. They used to just hang out at highway exits. Like, that's just where they were. Like, it was in Cleveland, then it started to spread out through the suburbs.
They
not even under the bridge?
start cleaning your windscreen.
No, they don't even do that. They just stand there.
I miss that kind of homeless, Dan. That was the...
But but then they started moving to like main intersections. Now they're just standing on street corners with sign, like stop sign street corners with no lights, not even a main intersection, just street corners. And they're hanging out in front of convenience stores, you know, little corner shop, bodega places. They're just hanging out there.
They're just like teenagers, but instead of being teenagers, they're homeless crackheads.
But that's exactly what it is. It's just a crackhead homeless person or someone, a Section 8 tenement dweller who just walked out, grabbed the shit, and took back off because they know they're never going to get caught.
But it's menacing as well. Just like hanging around on corners and outside fucking shops and shit. It's menacing. It makes you not want to go into that fucking bodega, not want to stop at that stop sign. You don't know what they're going to do. One homeless guy you can deal with, but like, well, you get a group of them, like, oh man, it's like zombies.
And that's why I make no capitulation. If they're walking through the street, I barely feather my brakes. Like, get the fuck out of here. You have chosen to waste your life. I am not putting mine in danger for you. Fuck off. I'm not going to slam on my brakes or swerve into oncoming traffic because you're dancing in the road.
You know, you would just stop oil. He's just a crackhead. We had a spate of it was women in niqabs. You know, women in niqabs, not the band. Yeah. And we never had the whole fucking homeless people washing your windscreen and then asking for $1 afterwards. But this did start happening, and they weren't even homeless. They were just fucking women in the cabs, and it was one specific corner where there was round about rush hour, there'd be a long line of traffic, and they'd come rushing out, and you're like, oh shit, you know, there's ninjas, fuck. And they'd start fucking, they just had like a washing, you know, dishwashing soap and some water, and they fucking put that on your windscreen and then wipe it and then dry it off. But that lasted about a day because people were going, if you touch my fucking car again, I will punch you. I will punch you fucking hard. You're just not having that in Britain, man. We're just not fucking having it.
No.
I will punch you in the only bit I can see.
It's the state of shit. And I've been seeing stuff, you know, people having their cars broken into, like, oh, whatever. But I knew I shouldn't have put the shit in the bed, but...
Well, there's a lot of people to blame here, Sin, and you are not one of them because this is your property and it should be safe. I mean, obviously it wasn't, but it should be.
But I was talking about this last night, and one of the guys who frequent the second channel, dude named John Galt, was like, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Like, that's your shit. And somebody went into your car and took your shit. You should be able to leave it unlocked, but these and he's an African American gentleman, so he can be a little more colorful with his language.
Oh, yeah.
He had some choice words about it. He had some choice words about it. But
there's a lot of people. I mean, Bruce Campbell's chin says, "But society failed them." Blah blah blah. Lefty response. There are a lot of people to blame. I mean, there's what's the state doing about the fucking the sheer amount of homeless people? And of course, they're to blame. Just don't get addicted to crack, and you'll probably be all right. That's sage advice. Drunkle's pearls of wisdom, right there. Just avoid smoking crack if you can. Do your best.
Shelly's like, if you see a crackhead walking around your buddy's apartment, you know, you could just get out of the car and beat the shit out of him because he's got a 3 or a 2X Dragon Ball shirt on.
Oh, it was a Dragon Ball shirt.
Of course it was.
Now I'm angry.
Yeah, what can you do though? I'm fucking furious, but there's nothing to be done. Cops aren't going to do anything. Insurance isn't going to do anything. I just got to eat the cost. And that's the part that sucks, is I have built this toolbox up for 15 or so years.
Yeah.
So just gone. Gone.
I mean, honestly, it's you've had them for a long time, 15 years, right? So you know how they work. You know which tools are, you know, the moods they have, because they have moods, hand tools, inanimate objects. You know how it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They have personalities, certainly.
You know what's going to get the job done and which one's a little fragile, so you probably shouldn't be fucking around and prying shit with it when that's not what it's for. You know, and now you got to start all over again. Like, I've had tools stolen. I know the pain. It was a former roommate that stole mine when he moved out when I was at work overnight. Cocksucker. And you got power tools, motherfucker. You got a power saw. You got my circular saw, or excuse me, you got my power drill and my circular saw. But that was enough. It was just...
I would very much enjoy Witchering or John Wicking through the apartment building that I have a feeling that they got it from. 90. Someone hit the 9001 last night, said this is sin going through the Section 8 building. I would enjoy seeing that again if somebody wanted to. Kiro Soldier gives Campari the 12 size boot, or size 12 boot, sorry. Look at me now, I'm stream boss. In any case, here's for the tool fund saying, thank you, but that's the thing to what you said. Like, I walked up and down every aisle of Harbor Freight today, and every aisle of the tool section at Home Depot, and I'm like, I know I had more than this, but I don't know what it is. Like, I couldn't for the life of me name everything that was in there. And I bought the basics. I got, you know, I replaced the ratchets, the hammer, the mallet, the fucking pry bars, the cat's paw, the pliers, all, like, I've replaced the big stuff. But I picked up the toolbox. I'm like, this is like half the weight of what it used to be. What the fuck else did I have in there?
The sad thing, you're not going to know until you need it either. You're going to be doing some work.
Exactly.
Like, oh, shit, I got to make a trip to the store.
Exactly. It's fucking goddamn agitating.
Yeah, but
anyway.
I mean, that's how you accumulate these tools, and that's how the cost is going to get spread over time anyway. Is, you know, oh shit, I haven't got this tool, I got to go and buy it. It takes the edge off a little bit. I
grabbed the stuff I knew I needed.
There's an edge of tool.
The basic stuff, the screwdrivers. I did upgrade the screwdrivers. I got the magnetic tip ones.
Oh yeah.
The ratchet set, like the stuff I knew I'd need now. The pliers, the vice grips, that kind of shit. Anyway, how are you guys?
Thinking about people stole from me.
My tools are safe and sound. Thank you for asking. Actually,
motherfucker took my spatula too.
What?
Yeah, he stole kitchen
spatula
stuff. Yeah, and one of the things he stole was my spatula.
Dude,
of all things,
I would be most pissed off about the spatula.
Oh, see, there's Viper. Did you get the wrench? I have a wrench set, but I had a crescent wrench in there, and that I didn't grab. I'm going to start making a list.
That's why I laughed so hard watching True Lies when I finally got around to seeing it. And Tom Arnold's character in there, he's the comic relief to Schwarzenegger's tough guy. And he's actually really funny in that movie. And he's for some reason, he's complaining about his wife or girlfriend, whatever the fuck, walking out on him and all the shit that she took. And the line, it just stuck with me, man, because I was like, I feel your pain. He's like, she took the ice cube trays. What kind of sick bitch takes your ice cube trays? And I was like,
That's true.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Because you're that means you've been opening drawers and shit looking for things of value. And this woman actually went so far as to open the freezer. Is there any kind of, you know, chicken in here I can steal or whatever the fuck? It's like, fuck it, I'll take the ice cube trays. In my case,
a sick bitch move.
It was the spatula.
Yeah,
and
rude.
A set of steak knives and whatnot, but
it's just rude.
Yeah, they were dollar store steak knives, but that spatula sure.
But it's your steak knives.
I know.
It's your spatula. What you want is to fucking find that cunt and then beat him with the spatula. Because it doesn't hurt, but it's insulting.
It is, and it leaves a nice little smack sound too.
It does, yeah. Was it a metal spatula or plastic, hardened plastic?
It was a metal spatula, Teflon coated.
Oh.
It had a heat-resistant handle on it, so you could leave it sitting in the pan.
Man.
See, now I'm just sitting here reminiscing on shit I got stolen from. Okay, I'll tell you, how about someone else that got their shit stolen? The longest string of swears I've ever heard in my life that was authentic was from a guy that had his range bag stolen out of his car.
No.
Yeah. Then that's like drunkle. There's nothing in there worth stealing. It's just so low. It's crackhead behavior. In your range bag is targets, your stapler to staple up the targets,
paper,
really?
your ear protection, your eye protection, like the stuff and things other than the guns and ammo that you take to the range. There's nothing in there that's of value unless you're somebody who goes to the range. And the motherfucker stole it. I'm like, that's low, man.
You've just
Holy
been
shit.
inconvenienced, really, haven't you? Just like some fucking dickhead. I'm reeling over your spatula, man. Honestly, I
know.
Honestly, I would hope that you could. By the time you found out, it had probably been stripped and sold for parts by then. Anyway.
Most likely,
there was no way you could get it back. But that's fucking. Like, if someone came in and stole my television, I'd be like, okay, all right, someone stole my television. But if they took my frying pan, man, I'd be pissed. Yeah, pissed. You take the spatula. I don't give a fuck about him.
Speaking of all this good news, do you guys want to get into some other schnews?
Yeah, let's get into the news.
Well, hold on. I had one quick question that I said was off topic. Druggle, did you start Starship Troopers yet?
It arrives tomorrow, sir.
Oh, okay. I thought you had it in hand already.
One of them arrived because one of them was going to arrive today and one of them was going to arrive tomorrow. But I sent it to the post office to pick up. Because if the fucking likelihood is I wasn't going to be home for the delivery anyway, and even if I was, when they press the button, it makes the most obnoxious noise up here. This fucking phone thing goes, it scares the fuck out of me, man. So yeah, I'll go pick them both up tomorrow. I don't know which one I'm going to start on first though. Flip a coin?
No, the Starship Troopers.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough. Yeah,
I'm biased.
Yeah, I've been right. Problem solved.
I want to hear your reports on it. I'm actually interested what a Brit is going to think. It's like asking a Brit, while they're reading 24, while they're reading 1984, what they think of it.
I've read 1984.
I'm sorry?
I've read 1984.
I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, but I mean, like the idea of being able to hear someone talk about it as they're reading it,
yeah. Like a book club?
There's nothing wrong with book
like
club.
An international book club is what you want here.
Yeah.
Hey, international.
Well, you guys do book club all the time with your Sword of 1,000 Truths and whatnot.
Yeah,
close.
We do, yeah.
That's the sword from World of Warcraft from South Park.
Oh, right, it is, isn't it? Yeah, fair enough.
How do you kill that which has no life? Yes, news.
All right, guys, we're going to get into some news here. Smash the like button. Share it out on your social media. Should you feel so inclined, Streamlabs is listed down below if you want to help ease the burden. Here's the other thing. I have been, stashing money away because the eclipse is coming right over Cleveland, and I want to get a real good camera lens.
Oh, okay.
To have.
I thought you were preparing for the apocalypse. Like, what is it you think is going to happen? And EMP is going to come from the moon?
I wanted to get recession or something.
I wanted to get a real good camera lens that I could take pictures with, and then I would just have a good camera lens, like a good zoom camera lens, wildlife shit like that. It's like $800, so I've been just kind of putting money aside for it. $20, $30 here. That's gone.
That reminds me, someone stole my telescope that had the eyepiece attachment so you could look at the sun. Look at sunspots and whatnot.
Imagine if they just stole the eyepiece attachment, though, just to piss you off. I actually feel quite lucky, though, because over the pub on the weekend, for 20 quid, I bought a big black box full of tools.
The gentleman had no teeth, but he had the tools.
You need a good UV filter, Snoot? No, you need a solar filter. That's something completely different. The solar filter is like $80. But it just, that whole idea is fucking gone for now. So that's super fun. Very fun times over in Sinland.
Who do you think you are, Fannie Willis from JK? What did the judge already come out with the decision? I thought he said it was going to be a couple of weeks. What happened? I've been following it, and I usually don't follow these things. So,
but should you guys feel so inclined, Streamlabs listed down below for everybody. I have one McKinley package ready to go out if anyone wants to claim it, and working on the Knights of the Awoo package that'll be ready early May. I'm thinking I should have those ready to go. But guys, do the liking, the sharing, all that stuff. Let me give you guys the news tabs and bring it up to the chat. So yeah, thank you guys for the support so far. Much appreciated.
How did you still get so much news? It's been 2 days.
Because there's a lot to talk about.
How has this much happened over the weekend?
There's a lot to talk about. No, Sinatra Stash and Cash Away. Yeah, I am Fannie Willis. Damn it, I had.
Oh, that's the Fannie Willis.
I had like $150 toward the lens, maybe 200.
I didn't know you had a Black Panther father. Did he advise you to
I might have. I don't know.
Fight the system by joining the system? Is there something ridiculous to you about Fannie Willis standing in a church talking about how she's a child of God and she's there to fight the system? And it's like, you're the DA and you're in a church where you have to pay for attendance. You are the system, literally. What the fuck?
You are as system as it gets, stupid.
You are the one who prosecutes all of the people that you're talking about.
But a lot has happened over the weekend, and let's start with this. This was a few days ago. A Democrat election lawyer brags that Trump will not get a fair trial in D.C. Now, they want to try Trump for anything and everything they can possibly think of. You know, it doesn't matter. Impeach him, try him for this, that, and the third, just to try to keep him off the ballot. But thankfully today, the Supreme Court has ruled.
The U.S. Supreme Court rules in favor of former President Donald Trump in his appeal of a Colorado ballot disqualification. That applies to Colorado. In all likelihood, it will apply to other states as well.
9-0 ruled that they cannot keep him off the ballot for 2024.
What do you mean in all likelihood? The fuck
probably
did you study the American system in general? What the anyway?
But yeah, that just they ruled 9-0 in his favor. That includes all the Democrat judges that they are all happy for. You know, the one Biden just put in office whose names I don't remember.
What are you talking about?
Kentanji?
Oh, who are the justices? Yeah.
The Supreme, yeah.
Yeah.
So 9-0 ruled that Trump can still run. So good for that. That's good. One good piece of news. But this is pretty good.
Yeah, I saw that. Like, what the fuck?
Apple is fighting back against quantum attacks with a new security system for iMessage. I thought this was very interesting. They're making it so every iMessage that you send back and forth to another iPhone is end-to-end encrypted. Nobody else can access it.
I mean, that is great, but I want to see more about this boat car.
Let's take a look.
Is it a car or is it a boat? How about both that can take you from land to sea and back all with one vehicle? I'm Kurt the Cyber Guy. Follow me at cyberguy.com. That's where you can get my free newsletter.
Yeah, no.
LS1. Come on.
It can reach speeds of up to 95 miles an hour on land
and
drive directly onto the water along a launching ramp. It features blades or vanes
this
that
isn't
elevate
real.
the body of the boat for a smoother ride.
I thought it was real.
Hydrofoils remove 60% of the drag over water and make steadier turns because the hull is completely out of the water. The Trident LS1 is designed to prevent seasickness caused by a vessel's erratic motion on the water. You'll feel like you're on an airplane on this one, flying over the water at about 3 feet. The vehicle is also very maneuverable, using thrusters that turn on a dime.
We can't even keep people from crashing on land.
I mean, look, if you had one of those, if your truck was one of those, no one would be able to nick your tools then. You just park it in the middle of a river.
Yeah, how am I going to get to it then?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
I see what you did there. I do.
So Six Flags opened up in Atlanta. ATL. You want to see how it went? The opening day of Six Flags?
I have a
Wait, hang on. What is Six Flags?
It's an amusement park.
Okay, right, cool.
Oh, copyright. Oh. Uh-oh. Here we go.
Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
Oh.
Oh, God, fucking hell, really?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. The youth had a good day.
Atlanta, yeah?
Yep.
All right, everything went to plan.
Yeah, that's about what you'd expect, I think.
We knew it was going to happen. We all knew.
Did you see the one guy with the toolbox?
Made it all the way down and was like, fuck. The crackhead black
Right.
market is swift.
I just want my tools, god damn it. 4 killed and multiple injured in a shooting in California. But it was a gang shooting, so nobody gives a shit.
Hmm. They'll still count that as a mass shooting, though, won't they? That's the thing.
Yeah, but it won't get news coverage.
No.
I fucking hate that so much. It's a mass shooting, but it's good.
Oh, no, you finish. You were mid-thought. Go on.
It counts as a mass shooting, but then they put it under the category of like gang related, and understandably why. And I hate that because it's how you're going to deal with it and the ways who is making the call in on it and how it's investigated are all different. But that doesn't stop a news entertainer from leaving those ones aside because you cut out certain demographics and can do what Don Lemon did by claiming America as a white male problem. Because look at all the mass shooters. They're all white men between such and such an age. I'm like, yeah, but only when you play statistical games.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to touch on that again. Yeah,
it's not helping anybody. White people, black people. The only person it's helping is the news entertainer and ideologues. That's a very small percentage of people.
Well, those are the only people they need to pander to.
It's true.
Yeah.
Not C. It's different when you say like Nazi. That, I mean, it works with you, but for me, it's not C. It doesn't really. Not CTP through $2 says, do your part for Lady Liberty and join the Helldivers today. Thank you for the 2, buddy. I'm already held
Be
out.
quiet! Shut up! Be quiet!
So have you played the game?
Hell yeah, played the game.
How are you liking it?
Loving it, mate. Fucking loving it. Shit. I was rocking around with Bryce last night and the night before. We ran into Chaos Cakes as well. We joined in for a couple of missions. First day, I was a bit difficult. Got kicked from a lot of games because a lot of people didn't want to play with me. Second day, I got good at it. Third day, brilliant.
I'm looking at it right now. Hold on.
Hey, Drunkle, have you ever played Star Trek Online?
I have.
And? Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I wanted a lot more from, it's a free game, it's online, you get cool ships as you level up, but the problem is, like, everyone gets cool ships as they level up. There's not really a lot you can do in the way of personalizing your stuff. As your shit gets shit hot, or the enemies also have shit hot ships as well, so it's very samey. But it is free, you get what you pay for.
Well,
I did like, though, is going aboard a Klingon ship, and I got a Batleth, and I rocked around with that from then on.
What,
if ever I fought Klingon, I would do it with a Batleth.
What's it like being in universe, though? Is it good? Is it detailed? Is it a cool place to be? You know? Is it
Not
tricky?
really. No.
No? Oh.
No.
$40 added to my wish list. I'll pick it up at some point, but it does look fun. I watched a few videos on it.
Oh, yeah, it is great fun. Yeah, I mean, it does get a little bit samey as well. It's very grindy. Well, I mean, just as with anything, it depends who you're playing with, Sin. The team makes it.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, Sin, but I'm mad and I have to harp on it. There are so many laws broken. You don't fuck with a man's family, house, truck, and especially his tools. Tools are how he makes his money and supports the family, house, and truck. Crackheads, no honor. You know the phrase "no honor among thieves"? It's less under crackheads. They'll steal from each other. It probably took 2 of these.
That's not the saying. The saying is honor among thieves.
I thought it was there is no honor among thieves.
That's what I heard too.
We've got him. We've got him against the ropes. Work the body. Work the body.
Yeah, I've never heard honor among thieves. I think you've just heard it wrong your whole life.
You've been hanging around with a load of thieves, haven't you?
Yeah. Polly, do you find any black boxes of tools laying around? But
I mean, that's the thing. They probably stole the tools so they could buy bread for their family.
Shelly made me laugh really hard. She's like, it probably took 3 of them to carry that fucking black box because it's a heavy black box full of tools, and then they sold it for like a couple grams of crack, then argued over the crack. Yeah, but yeah, Bishop, it's aggravating to say the least. And I know I shouldn't have left it in there. That was my fault, but I feel like more fault is to be held by the people who are going around breaking into fucking cars.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And Seth Rogen.
And
yeah, he's
Seth
pretty
Rogen.
Okay with it. Fucking
Yeah.
idiot.
Well, it's fine because he can afford to replace the shit. I don't have to fucking like seriously wonder if spending $500 is going to set me back in a meaningful way where I won't be able to make a bill. Seth Rogen doesn't have that issue.
He's got all that them money.
Yeah. Anyway.
It was Nonce C. I've changed it up to Nonce C. You see, now we're making it British. For $2, he says, if you need someone to run missions in Helldivers, hit me up. CTP. I believe we're already friends, sir, and I will do. Thank you very much.
First over-the-counter birth control pill is going to ship to retailers. That's interesting. I don't know how I feel about this. Because as far as I know, birth control is prescription only.
Yes.
But like for a reason, because that shit can fuck with you if you don't take it right.
Well, yeah, I mean, not just that, but like, what one oral contraceptive, works for one woman will not work as well for another. It makes them all hormonal and floopy.
Yeah, so I'm a little trepidatious, but I think this is the right direction to move in. This shit should probably be over the counter.
I mean, if they started selling it in like maybe ghettos first.
Test market.
Calm down there, Margaret Sanger.
Sluts are rejoicing nationwide. You realize that sluts aren't the only women that take birth control, right? That's a pretty common thing.
If you have a one-night stand, just do the responsible thing and punch him in the stomach before they leave.
Yeah, come here, fucker.
Now get him.
I don't know why this one is so ridiculously large. What is happening here? Why are you... Oh, okay. Ron DeSantis vetoes a bill barring young teens from social media, says a superior bill is in the works. I don't think you're going to be able to ban kids from social media. I just don't think that's going to happen.
I mean, it's very nanny state, isn't it? You shouldn't be allowed on social media until... That's down to the websites. You must be of a certain age in order to have an account with us. However, man, social media has been an absolute fucking cancer on society. What it's done to young teenagers made them fucking incredibly vain, selfie-taking machines. It spawned TikTok. There are people dancing in the middle of the fucking medicine section of Walmart for a TikTok.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, how would it be enforced? This seems like a bit of an overreach. This is a vast overreach.
Oh, well, I mean, that as I say, that's down to the websites to say you must be this old in order to have an account with us. But then how is that going to be any different to, Pornhub going, are you 18? Wait, yes, you are? Okay, come on in.
Valine is exactly right. Man whores rejoice. Condoms can be bought over the counter. But that's the thing is I see people who are like, yeah, now women are going to be even sluttier because you can buy birth control. It's like, have you ever spoken to a woman who takes birth control? Or at all, actually?
Or a slut. I mean, they ain't really all that worried about birth control in the first place, hence the slut part.
Yeah. And it does seem to be coming from one specific political direction, but it's like, I know you are smarter than this. Why are you saying these things?
That does eventually mean less Democrat voters, though, if you have the over-the-counter pill.
That's true. That my only trepidation is that I know birth control can have very adverse effects to some women. Like, are you going to just deal with it? What are you going to do?
Well, that's why there's so many different types, you see. You're just going to have, like, one fucking over-the-counter. It just seems dodgy, man.
Yeah, to say the least. But yeah, this is also vast government overreach. Like, no, you can't just ban children from going on the internet.
What is
that's down to the parents, though, isn't it? When did parents stop parenting?
But JTR is right. You can't. Kids can't be online if there's no devices in the home. But they'll find a way. They will.
That's when you put like a child filter or something on the internet, or even better, supervise what your child is doing online. You know,
Drunkle,
be a parent. Would that be? That seems like a solution. Too much work? Too much work.
You're being crazy, sir.
All right.
Legislation HB1, House Bill 1, would require social media sites to not allow those under 16 to create accounts and to verify the age of users. No,
that's what I was just with that. Did you read the story? Are you sure that it's just not enforcing age gating?
Well, it is age gating, but that, like, how the fuck are you gonna, like, how do you enforce it?
Yeah, having to provide ID, I draw the line there.
Fake IDs have been a thing since the fucking 60s.
Okay. All right.
All right. It was Doc for $1. He says, don't need to worry about chemical birth control if you use the one the good Lord gave us. The pull-out technique. No, I think he refers to the punching in the womb. Falcon punch. Thank you, Doc.
Texas wildfires forcibly shut down a nuclear weapon facility, so that's cool.
Wow.
Snarbs throws $1 with a paragraph. As someone who is pro-life, I'm okay with over-the-counter birth control because it means less women will have the need to contraceptive. Yes, thank you, Snarbs. Appreciate it.
I get what he's saying from that, and yeah, I'm down with that. But you just got to be prepared for some fucking crazy brawls out there, man, because they're all on this fucking pill which doesn't work for them. Suits are going to be on fire in the street.
Yeah. And it can cause massive weight gain and all this other shit. Like, there's a lot of issues with it. But I think it's probably better, like, more freedom to try this stuff without having to go through doctors and insurance and all this shit. It's probably better in the long run.
Only time will tell.
A Washington Post reporter says shoplifting is not a big deal because the U.S. is built on stolen land.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. It's not stolen if you lost the war, stupid.
Is it Native Americans that are doing all this shoplifting then? Or?
I don't think it is, actually.
No.
Now, if only insulin was over the counter, well, that would be the insurance companies keeping that shit unavailable. One of the biggest issues, in my opinion, that we have in America right now is the fact that health insurance companies have so much, like, sway. And they can just go, nah, we need to keep this shit like ours only.
That's how they make money.
Yeah. Like, remember what, what's-his-face did? Martin Scarelli, he did something to fuck over the insurance companies. They put his ass in jail.
Yeah, but he, like, fucking multiplied the cost of whatever this medication was by, like, 100 or 1,000.
If insurance was paying it. If it was coming out of the pocket of people, it was not that high.
I did not know that. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Doc for $1 says, I was going along the lines of more balloon knot than domestic violence, but that works too. I'm not tying my dick in a knot.
Yeah, that's bad for you.
God did not intend that, Doc.
Yeah, it's conquered land. You lost the war. But guys, we're almost at 10% to goal. Thank you very much. Smash a like, share it out, and support these guys down below as well.
It was purchased, wasn't it?
Well, some of it was.
Yeah, well, good enough for me. Just because you got a bad deal, you know? Like,
you traded it for beats. You're stupid, not me.
Fucking idiot.
Republican lawmakers propose CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act So it's getting to the point where senators are going, maybe we're doing a little too much surveilling of American citizens. Like, if we're spending too much, we're paying attention too much, we should let citizens, be. But he's an asshole for that because insurrection in January fucking 9th.
Well, the thing is, like, they would all, be out of a job, though, wouldn't they? The government would have to get smaller because there'd be a lot of people who weren't needed then, which is, rounding back to the pharmaceutical companies. This is the equivalent of, pharmaceutical companies don't want to cure cancer because they make so much money off of cancer medication. Why would the government want citizens to just be? They wouldn't make any money anymore. They'd be out of a job.
You're damn right. But speaking of letting citizens be, listen to the smartest vice president we've ever had.
And yet today, extremists pass book bans in this year of our Lord 2024. While they also try to erase, overlook, and rewrite the ugly parts of our past.
I love just 2 people clapping.
Yeah, it really does. That's what I was just saying. It sounds like, no, I would say 4. Be fair. I think there were 4 people clapping there. But it was not more than 10. All jokes aside, like, what the fuck? Where are you talking? Like, your own backyard?
That's a good question.
Be quiet! Shut up!
Yep.
Be quiet!
Alan for 5 cents. Alan, thank you, sir.
Yeah, Molly O'Canny's dead right on that. Overwrite the ugly parts of your past. Harris, think about your family's past. Shut up. But it doesn't matter. It's only a scandal if the media makes it one. And they won't, so she can do shit like that.
Freedoms under assault. The freedom to vote.
Keep this in mind, because we're going to come back to this later. The freedom to vote is under assault.
The freedom from fear, violence, and harm. The freedom to learn. The freedom to control one's own body. And the freedom to just simply be.
The freedom to just simply be.
What does that mean? No more sitting in your backyard talking to 10 people?
That's a great question.
What is it you're actually referencing there? But come on, you fucker. Load. Damn it.
It was Alan. I bet you can guess what he said.
I have a suspicion. Holy shit, I was right. Fuck. Okay. Alan, thank you for the $5. He says, Polly. Alan, thank you very much. Excuse me.
Hold your fire!
Alan.
This man isn't black! What?
I like that. Alan. It's good. It adds something to it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there's definitely some extra going on there.
Panache.
And Alan threw $10. Go suck a fuck, you two. To say quite simply, Uncle Alan. Thank you, dude.
I guess I might as well throw it out there because I need the money. We got upgrades. We can do upgrades. We need some upgrades. Yay.
Did you ever get 25 off of Estonia on Friday?
Yes.
Oh, wait, he threw you 50, didn't he, to make up for... Yeah, okay, I remember now.
But the freedom to be. Like the freedom to... Well, just take a look. A Kentucky Democrat proposed child sex dolls for pedophiles.
Oh, Christ.
The freedom to be.
Completely unfamiliar with child sex dolls. So I had, of course, to Google it last night. It's a little scary to put it in my search engine, but I did. And apparently there is research on the subject. Not much. But there are what they call MAPs, minor attracted persons. And the limited amount of research that's done on these dolls, guys, suggests that they actually, for people...
And look at this guy like, yeah.
I know, I like if you... There's the guy who looked at him first, just went like, are you hearing this shit?
Hold on, I want to hear the end of that sentence. The limited amount of research on these dolls suggests that what? Go ahead.
Who are
It just Woodchipper. John Wick bombed the room, everything.
Attracted to minors, that these dolls actually decrease their proclivity to go out and attack children. That it actually gives them a release that makes them less likely to go outside of their home. And what was interesting is the research did not support the same conclusions for people who were adult attracted.
Yes, it is pedo, not map, but they're trying to rewrite everything that's the Democrat base. I remember last week we talked about how...
There it is. That's it.
We need that. For the weirdos and the Democrats who support this, yes. They talked about changing the name of illegal immigrants from...
There it is.
We get a Woodchipper train? That'd be good. We talked about changing the name of illegal aliens to newcomers.
That's right, yeah.
Fake Gamer Cat, fire up the Woodchipper, boys. We've got another one. It looks like we've got a few of them.
Using dolls.
Chipper train? That has a good little ring to it.
That did not diminish their proclivity to engage other people, but for those with the... So I'm just a little concerned that, and like I say, the research is not very good. It is not comprehensive, but the research that is out there...
There's not much research and it's not very good.
But we should make it taxpayer funded immediately.
Is this woman being investigated now?
I would think so.
Yeah.
Ooh, Kara Soldier, looks like you pulled yourself right back from the brink. Damn.
Nazi, thanks for the buck. For the Kentucky senatorial nitwit, enabling bad behavior does not prevent bad behavior. And there actually is quality research that's true. Fuck.
All right, so I'm gonna take and I'm gonna lead you guys on a little bit of a little bit of a trail here. Okay.
Oh,
okay. All right.
So we talked about this. Kamala said.
Well, they also try to erase, overlook, and rewrite the ugly parts of our past.
I played it a little early, but...
Fundamental freedoms under assault. The freedom to vote.
The freedom to vote is under assault. Okay, keep that in mind. Ted Cruz says Democrats see illegal immigrants as potential voters, and that's why they won't shut down the border. Which, everyone sees coming from 1.5 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
But Democrats deny it. News entertainers deny it. Everyone denies it.
Mm-hmm.
But just to keep this in mind. 8 million migrants will soon be arriving. 167% increase in 5 years. They'll never move off that 11 million number.
I know. It'll be 11 million last week, and they'll still say 11 million total.
If we're gonna have a honest talk, I would say it's probably closer to 40 million illegals, maybe more, because it's illegals from all over the country, not just Mexico, or all over the world, not just Mexico.
Yeah, it's amazing how people can find their way to Honduras and then Mexico, or other way around. No, wait a minute, in that order. Yeah.
Are you following along? Cruz says illegals are going to vote. We're going to get 8 million more voters. Republicans, it is the Republicans' fault that the border bill is dead. Because the border bill was, nothing to do with the border. It was all to do with sending money overseas to other countries. That's why they didn't vote for it. It's the Republicans' fault that this is happening, not the Democrats who encourage it. But 8 million more people, border bill not getting passed. Former Border Patrol Chief Rodney Scott says Biden's White House punished him for raising national security concerns over the crisis. Scott said that he was reassigned for giving feedback on the border crisis, but chose to retire instead. Quote, But they know what it takes to secure the border. We handed them the most secure border in history and a roadmap to keep it that way and even better. Yet through 94 executive orders, it has been completely destroyed. Oh, damn. It's almost like this seems a little bit planned. Doesn't it? What do you think about this? Arizona's new voting laws require proof of citizenship, and it's not discriminatory. So voting rights are under attack. 8 million people coming. Biden single-handedly destroying the border because that's what he does. It's what he's been doing. Arizona judge rules that it's not discriminatory to have voter ID. But listen to what Merrick fucking Garland had to say.
The right to vote is still under attack. And that is why the Justice Department is fighting.
What the hell? Hold on.
That is why.
Look who's sitting behind him. Where the fuck is he? The UN?
Yeah, fucking Nigeria.
Where the fuck are you, Garland?
It's a great question.
Why one of the first things I did when I came into office was to double the size of the voting section of the Civil Rights Division. That is why we are challenging efforts by states and jurisdictions to implement discriminatory, burdensome, and unnecessary restrictions on access to the ballot, including those related to mail-in voting, the use of drop boxes, and voter ID requirements. That is why we are working to block the adoption of discriminatory redistricting plans that dilute the vote of black voters and other voters of color. The right to vote.
So they are working to end all voter ID laws, no matter what the states decide. They want to end it on a federal level, so you don't need an ID to vote. They're making it a black issue when we all know what the actual issue is. But they're coaching it as well, we're doing this to end racism. But listen to what President Biden had to say about this. But recap. Voter rights are under attack. They're gonna make it so illegals can vote. We have 8,000 of them coming. We're going to blame the Republicans for killing the bill. Actually, no, voter ID is okay. Not on a federal level, it's not. But listen to what Biden has to say when he's asked about this, because this is just the most mind-boggling shit I have ever heard in my fucking life.
Why are you waiting to take executive action on the border?
Why are you waiting to take executive action on the border?
Because we need more forces on the border. I don't have the authority to do that.
He doesn't have authority to do anything on the border. He has authority to make it... Did you say
we need more forces on the border? Is that what I heard?
Yeah. 94 executive orders to take down border security, pause deportation, suspended return to Mexico, stopped border wall construction. I have no authority to strengthen the border. Very interesting. All these Dems can go fuck themselves. Massachusetts governor sitting there asking people to house illegals. Yeah, fuck that. Fuck all of that. Oh, Kira Soldier, you're barely hanging on there, buddy. But we'll think about it this way. A California bill would make illegal immigrants eligible for first-time homebuyer loans.
What? Okay.
Illegal. All right.
Well,
at least then you know where they live.
Yeah. Eligible. Well, that's going to be great when they just start taking loans and disappearing into the fucking wind. No Social Security, no background check, no credit, nothing. But they can get a home loan, sure. That's not going to fuck up our interest rates or anything like that at all. Ooh, Kara's out there talking shit.
When have a whole bunch of people foreclosing on home loans ever caused a problem?
Yeah, right? Fucking, if it's not, I think I've seen this before, but I don't remember.
There was a film?
It was called 2008.
It was called The Big Short.
Yeah. Maine residents are outraged over a $13 million Taj Mahal housing complex. But they
what does that mean?
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Zed the Snarky, and once again, yeah. That might have taken him down. Hold on. Oh, look at that. Zed the Snarky sitting with 32,000 HP. That is overtakeable, and we haven't had an evolution yet. So it's a $13 million complex that they built. And it's really fucking nice, apparently. But here's the thing. Residents in a Maine town were hit with... They had to pay, like the residents of this town had to pay for this in taxes, too.
Oh, really? Oh, man, I bet that.
Exclusively? Like it wasn't through state and federal funding? It was just the county?
No, it was Maine paid for this out of their taxes.
Fuck. That's a serious hit.
It's a complex of 60 apartments for asylum seekers where they can live 2 years rent-free.
Christ. Right. I'm moving to Maine.
This.
That's
good Lord.
But I mean, these people may be ideologues, but they're not idiots. Okay, those are going to fill up quite quickly. Then what? Like that's not enough. Remotely. So what the fuck were you doing?
It's like the Taj Mahal, you see, which is the Taj Mahal's a mausoleum. So once it fills up, it gets filled up with noxious gas.
Right.
And then you start all over again.
I'm sure the people living there are going to maintain it really well, though.
Luna's right. 2 years, that place is going to be trash. You're going to have a whole bunch of stolen toolboxes in there.
I love the optimism. They're going to be selling fucking stolen hand tools inside the first week.
Mm-hmm. Seriously, though, what kind of motherless fucking polyword goes into a truck and steals a box of tools? I'm going to be angry about this for a long time.
Yeah.
Very angry about it for a long time.
I'm angry on your behalf, mate.
It's
I'll
rude.
keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out around here.
That's what my buddy said. He's like, I'll keep an eye out. Oh, you know what? Since we have Viper here, two things, both equally cheap shills, so you guys can roll your eyes real quick. We have a dono that's 101. That's Viper singing horsecock. That one might go away because I'm cutting the.
No.
Dude, I cannot remember the last time that got hit. So that one might go away. But if we can get the bar to halfway, we can get an extra horsecock too. So take that for what it's worth.
What if it gets hit today? Will you reconsider?
I would reconsider.
You reconsider.
My goal is to not deport someone who breaks the law if it's nonviolent, like stealing.
I don't know
whose tools were stolen? Oh yeah, a lot of people probably weren't here. Some piece of shit went into my truck and took all my fucking toolbox. Like my everyday the toolbox. But yeah, nonviolent crimes like stealing. Awesome.
I don't know, bad. Like if you're here, you're seeking asylum or and you commit a crime, any crime, probably not jaywalking, but things above that, then off you go. We don't want you.
Yeah, we shouldn't be putting up with people who come here illegally committing any crime. If we find you illegally here, you get the fuck out. Like, you remember in school, like if you ran in the hallway, they'd make you go back and walk again.
Oh, God, yeah.
I haven't thought of that in years, but yeah.
They should, my condolences and thank you. They should be making these people do it. Like, if you get caught here illegally, you get deported down to South America and you have to walk back.
It's okay. Remember that football woman?
Shut up!
Fuck.
Be quiet!
Damn it.
Viva la street justice, steal shit, get... I wish, man. I wish. Thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. It's a fucking bummer is what it is.
Anyway, football lady ain't walking back, man.
No.
I mean, she didn't walk there. Are you kidding me? Looking like that? She had relatively new shoes on. Nobody was dusty. They got driven to a certain fucking place, and then the fucking cameras were there to catch them after they got out of their fucking car. Or bus, rather. It's like Mayor Pete fucking in his bicycle bullshit. Getting caught on camera. Getting out of... pulling his bike out of the back of a limousine before he hopped on it to drive the last, 2 blocks forward.
Oh, how could you forget that? That's so good.
What a piece of shit.
Grunkle, it was bad, man. Like, after claiming for this long time that I'm Mr. Green Energy and I've been riding my bicycle everywhere for years, and wow. Yeah.
What a prick.
So if you've been following along, right to vote, right to take out a home loan, because I won't go bad, and then you get to live 2 years rent-free, taxpayer funded. Now, if you get caught breaking the law, no problem. How does it feel to be a second-class citizen? Polly, how you feeling about it?
Careful what you say here, because you could get arrested.
Well, I would imagine it's what it's like to be French. A Russian tourist is shocked by what he sees in Paris, says, "Where's all the French people?"
Вот коренные французы. Тут одни коренные французы. Одни коренные французы. Видите? Вот Франция, ребят.
Where's all the French people?
How do you know they're not
Я ничего не
French?
придумываю. А где белые-то? Тихо ты, брат. Тихо ты, вот белые, смотри. Ну, я решил такое видео записать, чтобы вы просто понимали обстановку. Фотку. Я хочу повторить ту фотку. Вот они, стоят французы. Ну это пиздец, блядь, ну...
There's two things I want to say about it. First off, right, the whole fucking... Look, black people can be French as well. It's nationality, not an ethnicity. If you're born in France, you're French. And an astounding amount of fucking black people speak French as well because, they did a fair bit of colonizing themselves too. And secondly, you're around a tourist attraction. Don't expect a lot of fucking French people around a tourist attraction.
It's the point. It's where are the French people in France?
Okay, I'm curious about this because I've never been able to make sense out of this. This is a serious question. Like, not deep, just I'm not fucking around when I'm asking the question. I'm actually asking. So, is there a such thing as a French ethnicity then? You're saying French, if you're born there. Okay. So, what about all the people that are descended from the Franks that are there? That, like, what do you call them? How do you make that...
Indigenous.
Excuse me?
Indigenous.
So if somebody said indigenous Frenchman, that would sound right to you.
Yeah, or native. Where are all the native Frenchmen? That would work.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people
Fair
fucking, you get like a wave of immigrants come over to, so like in the 50s, load of Indians and Pakistanis came over to Britain. And all right, so they were Indians, Pakistanis, but then, the second generation of them, they were born in England. They are English. That's how it goes. If you've got fucking... Yeah, that's how dual nationality works, isn't it? Like, my parents are Canadian, but I was born in America, so I'm American and Canadian. Because you were born in America.
Okay. I hear the point you're making, but the analogy kind of falls apart if you're using Canada or America. Because they're not that same kind of country. They're, as we've talked about lots of times, really recent nation states, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just pulled them out of the air.
Well, I mean, I remember asking you one time. So, okay, isn't everybody in the UK like British by virtue of that's the citizenship, but English is English? And so, what did we Anglo-Saxon? You said no, because there's people in England that are native English, but not Anglo-Saxon. So, what word is English ethnicity? Just again, native or?
I don't think that was me because I'm not sure of the whole Anglo-Saxon thing.
Well, the point he's making is these people, there is a French ethnicity. And
there's not a French ethnicity, though. That's what I'm saying.
From the Franks, aren't they? That would be.
Yeah,
like, you can be ethnically Jewish. You can be ethnically Romanian, like that kind of shit.
In which case, the Franks, they'd be what? Caucasian, just the same as. I mean, what you mean is white, right?
Well, yeah, European.
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean, if you were to say like white French, where are all the white French people? Yeah, okay, fair enough. But what I mean, this is where my second point comes in. You're around the Eiffel Tower. You're not going to find a lot of French people.
Well, France isn't that big. Like people live there.
But there's people taking photos and selfies of them with the next to the Eiffel Tower. This is a tourist attraction where this person is filming. It's going to be full of tourists.
I guess.
I want to call bait on this one.
Let's take a look at this. With respect to the kulaks, anyway. Actually, you know what? This is going to get tucked away for later. We're going to come revisit that. Joe Scarborough practically hyperventilates over people criticizing Biden's border trip.
Trust, and you have to look at these two presidencies, or look at the two.
Because Al Sharpton is an expert on the border.
Presidents at the border at the same time, and listen to the speeches and base your decision on that. What do you really want to go back to?
Yeah, and you know, Rev, it's so funny. I mean, I had one person call me, and we talked about the differences at the border. They said, yeah, but did you see how he walked at the border? I said, did you? Wait, you're giving him style points on how he walked instead of what they said? Do I need to remind you that one of the greatest presidents in the history of America,
I heard he's absolutely killer to work for,
was in a wheelchair, and he did okay. He gave us the
he did great when he interred all those Japanese in American concentration camps. What a great job he did, Joe.
Wonderful presidency.
You know, Joe Scarborough has dinner with the Bidens 2 or 3 times a month.
That wouldn't surprise me.
No, he does. It's not publicized because that would be like wildly credibility destroying. But he doesn't look at it that way. It's like, what's the problem? I'm still objective.
Just him
How the
cozying
fuck could you
up to
possibly
power.
believe that?
And save the country from, along with our allies, he saved us from Hitler. But I think that when you
from Hitler
look at the real difference.
Jesus Christ, dude, he sounds bad. What is going on with him?
I thought you just hit it to like 75% speed. You didn't? I was like, what, you hit an arrow button, man. What the fuck?
He just talks like this.
Between Donald Trump and Joe Biden's walk is that Joe Biden has not had to do a perk walk in courtrooms as Donald Trump is doing. But
Joe Biden is not, because they declared him unfit to stand trial, mentally unfit. That's why he's not doing a perk walk.
Well, let's perk walk, exactly, J Money. So just to do a quick recap here. Joe Scarborough's point is, what the fuck are you bringing up this off-topic shit about the way he walks for when we're there to hear about their policies? And Race McHustler pencil neck here, he's like, yeah, and he hasn't had to do a perk walk. Like, motherfucker, did you just miss Joe's point? And yeah, I heard him and Mika snickering. Like, you fuckers lose your own plot.
Well, that's the whole point, is they don't believe what they say. They don't care. Like, they don't believe it themselves, so they're more than happy to throw it out there if it can get one in on somebody else.
When you look at the fact, people keep saying Joe Biden is too old. Was he too old to get the infrastructure bill passed? Was he too old to get the inflation reduction bill passed?
And how did those work out?
Was he too old to bring us out of the heights of a pandemic and you up against
the hikes of a pandemic? Is he okay? The perk walk and the hikes of the pandemic?
He must be a draw. Because the man can't talk or cognate his way through a segment. Like, he's got to have people that are just there because they love him. I don't know why, but you have to imagine. It's not for the content.
Against a guy
Walks and
that
hikes.
denied the pandemic was coming and then told us to take bleach and then put his name on.
Yeah, because that's something that actually happened, right? Take bleach, that's a thing.
Man, that pisses me off. That gets fucking spoken about so much, but it's willful ignorance at this point. He did not say inject bleach. If you look at, I know he didn't say that. If you just look it up, but these people don't want to look it up because they really want to get their claws into this one thing. If that's all they got and it's based on a lie, then they've got nothing, have they?
On a check that Nancy Pelosi got through Congress, and now he's incoherent even to himself. He can't even finish a sentence, going off in Babel land. I mean, it is absolutely telling when we see people that try to defend what is indefensible. And as you say, Joe, at the top of my list are the evangelicals who brought down the wrath of God on Bill Clinton, but has excused Donald Trump for all kinds of things that they preach is sinful. It shows more of their hypocrisy than a babbling old man who's on his way to court.
As opposed to the
from
Roomba.
you, the preacher who has no fucking congregation.
So they're having a whole
501c3 hustling scumfuck.
They're having a whole fucking meltdown over people criticizing Biden, which naturally.
You know what? If it does make me feel better from a strategic point of view. They're doing what they can. They see the poll numbers, and they're not attacking DeSantis. Remember when they were? Because he was a viable threat because he was polling like that. Now that he's not, listen, like this is the level. That's how worried they are.
Yeah.
And whether it's actually going to play out like that, I don't know. But their perception's on full display.
But Scarborough got sent into another tailspin because it's him.
Yes. The question is asked, is Joe Biden...
This was like the same segment, too. So he was having a bad day. Just like I am. So, guys, smash that like button, share it out, and support the host listed down below.
The question answers itself. If you ask Joe Biden, am I too old? They go, yeah, I'm too old. In fact, he has said that. Man, I'm old. Right?
Yeah, he wants to be younger.
But he'd love to be younger. And I'd love to talk less. As we can tell in the first 7 minutes of this show, it ain't going to happen. Neither one's going to happen. This is the choice Americans have, and this is the choice that Americans will be glad they have in the fall when Democrats return to Joe Biden and democracy is saved for another 4 years. I find the bedwetting that goes along with these New York Times Siena polls every 3 months. I just find it ridiculous.
The American people are going to, and I don't want to hear your polls from the American people every 3 months. Now, let me tell you what the American people want and what they're going to be happy about happening in the fall. Fucking Joe, man.
Yep.
I mean, it's not particularly surprising because it is Joe Scarborough. This is a guy who played his own protest songs on his news program. I'll never let that go, by the way.
So you are Biden. Even Joe Scarborough can't defend your age. What is the first move you make? Like, what is your first reaction?
If you're Biden?
Yeah.
When Joe can't defend your age.
Joe Scarborough. Is it to send
yeah.
American troops to Ukraine?
What, to show your virility? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, to show your support. Biden has talked about sending troops to Ukraine if reelected amid NATO-Russia tensions. Yet you still can't do that. We covered it last week that France got their shit pushed in by the UN for talking about it. Now Biden's like, I'll do it. No, you can't just do that.
I don't leave shit in my pants.
I mean, that's what I would do.
I just think that I didn't think I was going to see that when I looked down the chat. Let me just read through these few real quick.
Oh, yeah. Go
Race McHustler Pencil Neck, thank you for the $1. Ooh, he's here. I'm honored. I have the freedom to call, you have the freedom to call me about my, okay, you know what? Let me just start that train wreck over again, okay? Okay. You have the freedom to call me about my name, Mr. Devenstein, but you ain't got the right as a beneficiary of otter privilege. true. I've been discredited. Unknown donated $1. Thank you, Unknown. Look at all those women and children. Take the Uncle Ruckus. Well, hold on. Yeah, we're just going to leave that one alone.
All right.
Son of a bitch. Much spice. And Doc, thanks for the $5, man. And like I said on Noirbar, the new European Islamic powerhouse, formerly known as France. Yeah. Poor Sam. Well, it's as I've come to understand, it's mostly northern France because, well, it's a long story, but yeah, it's not surprising that it's Paris.
But Ukraine.
Get this, Sin. The immigrants congregate in the major metropolitan areas where the most liberal politicians require that kind of. They don't require their vote, but they are pushing the policies that those particular people, immigrants, like to take advantage of. So unsurprised. I mean, does it sound familiar to you at all?
It does a little bit, actually.
I mean, illegal immigrants showing up on farmland to stake out claims to become yeoman farmers. I mean, that's the way it goes in America, right?
That's exactly how it goes. Duh.
It doesn't happen that way, apparently, in Europe either.
But anyway, Sonny Hostin has a hot take on the 9-0 court ruling. Let's take a look at this.
Okay, go real quick. This is the same woman, this ridiculous race hustler who, as a family of slave owners, by the way, never going to let that one go. You fucking moron, proud of your reparation speech now. Your mother's white, not Puerto Rican, you fucking liar. A slave-owning white woman, I might add. She is the one who's been pushing this idea that it's stuffing the Supreme Court, as Trump did, that's going to cause it to come out in his favor. And as you've already talked about, the way the vote came out. She's been talking about this for weeks. This is why we need to expand the size of the Supreme Court, because Donald Trump and the Republicans put enough in there that they'll be able to push the vote their way. And it was 9-0. So I'm fascinated to hear what her take's going to be on this.
It's going to be good.
Ovations, but we want you to be comfortable. The Supreme Court has just ruled unanimously that Colorado courts cannot keep you-know-who off the state's ballot.
What's you fucking Voldemort? You know who.
Right.
For engaging in insurrection, finding that a state cannot make a call that could have a national impact on a federal election. Of course, unless it's about a woman's right to choose, but let's not get into that.
Is that an election? Did we nationally vote on that?
Is that something that you should be worried about, Whoopi, at your age?
True.
What do you all think of this? I mean, is anybody surprised by this decision?
No, and I actually think it was the right decision.
You should be,
because
you
it would have,
liar.
if Colorado had been allowed
to. You said it was going to be just the fucking conservative judges over and over and over again.
Oh, they would have bet money on it.
Yeah, and now it's, hey, no, I'm not surprised at all. Play the fucking clips, the fucking week's worth of clips. You and Navarro.
Who's having a fun meltdown is Keith Olbermann, but I'm not bringing that up. You can go find that on his Twitter.
Do that, we'd have this chaotic sort of process where you have 50 states and some are choosing to put him on the ballot and some are choosing not to put him on the ballot. So that's why this decision was unanimous in judgment. But if you read the dissent by Justices Sotomayor and Kagan and also Jackson, they are saying the Supreme Court went too far here because they answered a question that wasn't before them. The only question that was before this court was, can a state do this? Instead, what they did was they insulated all alleged insurrectionists from future challenges to their holding federal office. And it is a tenet of Supreme Court law.
Go to jail.
Right?
Nope.
I am a Supreme Court a bar admitted attorney. It says what it does today, the court should have left undone. And we always learn that in law school. The Supreme Court should just answer the question before it. And I have far too much.
You mean they shouldn't have expanded a woman's right to choose from a non-existent set of laws? Is that what you think,
I think
Sonny?
that's what she's saying.
Yeah, I think that, they should have narrowly construed that law and not stretched to make a woman's right to choose out of thin air, huh? I don't think that's what you think, Sonny.
Why do 5 uneducated women lecture the rest of America on politics? Because they're morally superior. But I found this next one interesting. 11 new secrets and scandals from the Biden family that ABC, CBS, and NBC are not talking about, but are very, very much happening. And we're just going to run down this list. This is why this is called 11 Reasons. Hunter Biden's billionaire pals in Russia are not subject to the sanctions that we have against Russia. That's very interesting. So people who personally know the Biden family are not subject to these sanctions. I wonder why that would be. Jim Biden used his brother's name to promote AmeriCorps, a hospital chain that has now collapsed. So that's pretty interesting. Hunter's ex-business partner said that he was the enabler of everything that they sold over in Ukraine. They're not talking about that one. Records of Biden family credit cards allegedly paid for by... Blah, blah. Records show Biden family credit card was paid for by a Chinese company. This was proven by subpoena.
Oof.
Email shows the Bidens were doing business with Beijing-linked firm while Joe was VP. Dude, this sounds like an episode of House of Cards. Joe Biden met with chairman of a Chinese firm that Hunter worked with. I thought they promised that this didn't happen. Remember that, Polly? They said, no, Joe had no part in his son's business dealings. Well,
yeah, he didn't even talk to him about them.
GOP representative demands IRS look into Joe Biden's loan repayments for Jim Biden. Of course, nothing's going to come from that either. You have the name Biden, you're pretty much in the clear. Like you don't got nothing to worry about. Art dealer admits Hunter knew the names of the art buyers despite the White House claiming the contrary. I wonder what those names are and if they can be spelled in English letters.
Backwards R's and K's. That's English, right?
Joe Biden used an alias in emails to send to Hunter's business partners, totaling 327 emails. Hunter Biden's firm sent Joe Biden a recurring $1,300 payment since 2018.
Well, I'm sorry, how much of a recurring payment?
$1,300
monthly.
Yep. Joe Biden has turned over 14 of the 82,000 requested emails from the DOJ.
13.
14.
14.
14.
Holy fuck. I mean, there's slow rolling, and then there's like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. ABC, CBS, NBC, evening and morning show coverage, 0 seconds of all of this put together.
Well, that's the least surprising thing you said there.
Well, you can't just treat the American citizens like this and not expect something to happen. Like, there's going to be an outcome like this. Worldwide in January 2024, Fox News viewership down 16%, Washington Post down 14%, CNN down 16%, BBC down 7%, CNBC down almost 17%, and Bloomberg down 16%.
Over what? I'm sorry, I was listening to the number. Over what period of time?
A year over year.
Okay.
That is some pretty steep changes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to show you a headline. And I'm going to show you a media's version of gaslighting, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The frightening truth about the key demographic buoying Trump in the general election. Now, I don't know if you guys can see up here what the original headline was, but I saved it over here. White rural rage could put Trump back in the White House. This was the original headline.
Yeah,
Look,
I saw this yesterday, yeah.
They just changed the headline. because this is not very palatable. White rural rage. Not any of the stuff we just discussed. Not everything with the border, the newcomers, theft, crime, inflation, going to war with Ukraine. White rural rage is going to be what puts Trump back in the White House.
Sure. But if they're not going with something that's like, you know, blatantly racist but not
divisive
from the direction that they're doing it, White Rural Rage, that's a book.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But there's more to it. Listen to Mika Brzezinski.
Joining us now, Professor of Political Science at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, Tom Schaller, and journalist and opinion writer Paul Waldman. Their new book, out tomorrow, is entitled White Rural Rage, The Threat to American Democracy. And Tom will
Good Lord.
Voters.
start with you. Why are
Way
white
to
rural
be
voters
dignified there,
a threat
guys.
to democracy at this point? You would think, as we pointed out, looking at Joe Biden's background and Donald Trump's, that the opposite would be true.
I mean, we lay out the fourfold interconnected threat that white rural voters pose to the country. First of all, and we show 30 polls and national studies to demonstrate this, so we provide the receipts in Chapter 6. They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, and anti-gay geodemographic group in the country. Second, they're the most conspiracist group. QAnon support. And
Can we just listen to that one more time? That was... I'm almost proud, honestly.
30 polls and national studies to demonstrate this, so we provide the receipts in Chapter 6. They're the most racist, xenophobic, anti-immigrant, and anti-gay geodemographic group in the country. Second, they're the most conspiracist group. QAnon support and subscribers, election denialism, COVID denialism and scientific skepticism, Obama birtherism. Third, anti-democratic sentiments. They don't believe in an independent press, free speech. They're most likely to say the president should be able to act unilaterally without any checks from Congress or the courts or the bureaucracy. They're also the most strongly white nationalist and white Christian nationalists. And fourth, they are most likely to excuse or justify violence as an acceptable alternative to peaceful public discourse.
So you mentioned...
I don't know, man. Everything that was described there, I've seen coming from other demographics in the past couple of years.
In spades. But I guess white people aren't allowed to hold that opinion? Like, this is insane to me. This is absolutely ball fucking sane. But here we are. And it just seems like everyone's okay with it. I for one, am feeling a little bit of white urban rage.
They just wouldn't fucking talk about it. So, I mean, they're only bringing up the things which make the rural white voter look bad.
Well, that they're trying to shame them into changing their mind on Biden, which you can't just shame somebody into changing their mind. It's not.
There's another fight going on outside.
All right. Let's keep it moving. I do have I found Drunkle Simulator on Steam. Have you seen this? A couple palette
This is
cleansers.
my summer car.
I found Drunkle Simulator.
I resent that. The steering wheel is on the wrong side of the car. Oh no! No!
This is amazing. I didn't know you had your own game.
I have played it. I did not get along with it.
And then I saved this. I have this. This is just really cute. This is a palette, like a palette cleanser. Good one. Look at this. I am dog.
They're like, Mom, can my friend come for dinner?
Hello, I am dog.
Is there a third one coming in as well?
That's
there?
another dog.
Oh, right.
Hi, I am dog. I am here for food. You have food?
Still, that is dinner sorted then, isn't it? Like, fucking talk about DoorDash, Uber Eats.
Yeah, he brought a friend over.
I took care of dinner today, Mum.
Yeah, good dog. But that is it for tonight. I did not have time to make a game because I was doing everything. Fucking
He's looking for his tools. Today. He can't make a game without his tools.
No, I need the tools to build a game. Do you guys have anything you want to show?
I've got an apology.
Yeah?
Yeah, last night was supposed to be Season 2, Episode 2 of the Jackbox Olympics, but I, in my state of genius, thought, I know, I'm just going to have a nap before it happened, and I just slept through the entire thing. So we're going to get it done this Sunday, guys. Look, sleep happens sometimes, and this time it happened all over the stream. Must be nice. Well, you'd think. I woke up with an overwhelming sense of guilt. But we will get it on over on twitch.tv/DrunklePlays this Sunday. It will be the Jackbox Olympics, and I promise this time. But in the meantime, we've got Technology Tuesday tomorrow with Robocop Rogue City. We've got Wildcard Wednesday with Power World, maybe Brewpub Simulator on Wednesday. On Thursday, we've got nothing because I work in the evening. But on Friday, we've got Baldur's Gate. Saturday, we've got Knights of the Old Republic. And Sunday is the Twitch Jackbox Olympics. Twitch.tv/DrunklePlays. That's what's up this week.
What about you, pal? You got anything?
We did a Norbar on Friday. Excuse me, I'm sorry. We did a Norbar on Friday, and it was, I was sick. Sam was still recovering. It was low energy, but still fun. We did the whole thing, and yeah, it was probably the most chill one I think we've ever done. But it was a blast. It's up there over on my channel. Check it out.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the support this evening. You guys have a lovely evening, and where will they find us all next?
We're going to be back on Wednesday on the Polydub channel at 10:30 p.m. GMT, 5:30 p.m. ST, 4:30 Central, 5:30 a.m. on Christmas Island, the Silencing.
Fantastic, guys. Have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you, or evening, and we'll see you in the next one. It's hard to break that.
Late is all.